Let the church say, amen. No kids dying to shy. Household Foundation. Hey, yo, check this out, man. Have y'all ever thought about, if crime stopped today? Have y'all thought about if you woke up tomorrow and there was no crime in this world? Just picture that. Zero crime in Chicago. I'm talking about zero crime. Well, we ain't going to say zero crime. Let's say crime went down to about 10%. The murder rate dropped all the way down to 10%, 5%. We got one person getting killed every 6 months. One person getting shot every week. You know what I mean? Every 2 weeks, something like that. Because y'all know in Chicago, somebody died every day. Somebody is shot several times a day. Or probably multiple people is dying several times a day, if not every day. What would happen if you woke up in the morning and the headlines read, there was no crime? After a year went past, the headlines read that our crime rate was less than 5%. Nobody dying, nobody getting shot, no carjackings, no robberies. That's something you really have to ask yourself. And I'm not going to preach. I'm not going to preach on y'all or go too deep. But I'm just trying to give y'all some knowledge and wisdom from a young man who has some knowledge and wisdom. If crime went down that low, 5%, under 5%, what would that do for the city? First of all, how many jobs would be lost if crime went down that low? How many jobs would be lost? Just think about it. Police make all their overtime off what? Crime. We have so many officers that they have that big old budget. Why? Because of crime. We have so many violence prevention organizations everywhere. Now they have doctors, psychiatrists. They have caseworkers. Everybody for crime. Individuals that go to the hospital and speak to the victim's family. They have caseworkers that speak to the kids and make sure they mental okay. Jails, prison guards, the funeral homes, the graveyards, doctors, lawyers. What about the lawyers? So if crime went down that low, how many people would be out of work? Because you wouldn't need 1,000 police if there was no crime, right? There wouldn't be a lot of overtime. You wouldn't need all this money for violence prevention that goes out, to the great people in this world, like myself, that helps the community out. You wouldn't need all these high price, high paid doctors coming in, diagnosing things with PTSD and post-traumatic syndromes and all these codes. You wouldn't need that. A lot of people would lose jobs if crime went down too low. So me saying that is to say, do they really want crime to go down that low? I mean, I'm just saying. Do the powers that be really want crime to drop that low? Because I'm 48 years old. And ever since I was young, our crime has been high on a certain level. Even in the 80s, crime was higher than this. I'm 48 years old. You can't tell me that we have some of the smartest people in the world, as far as black people, as far as white people, Elon Musk, as far as the black man, the billionaire black man. We just have a lot of smart, great people in the world, great doctors. We have top of the line violence interrupters and anti-violence counselors and mentors and people like myself. Are you telling me that nobody can come up with a remedy, nobody can come up with a cure to bring violence down? Nobody, you're telling me that Elon Musk can't make a camera that's 24 hours a day? You can look in space, and space can look down and see where your car is right now. Space can look down and see what's going on right now. But you telling me Elon Musk can't create a 24-hour camera system for Chicago to watch live what's going on? And I'm just saying, whereas that the camera is watching right now, the police or even yourself or whatever, You actually could see in real time somebody about to commit a crime. You actually could see the guns coming out about to shoot. You actually can see the lady about to get robbed. You can see the house about to get broken. You're telling me that nobody can come up with that camera to bring down crime in these cities? Chicago, Memphis, St. Louis, Detroit, Philadelphia. These black communities that's dying, that's just being pillaged from gun crime. How many gun shops will close if crime go down? How many gun owners, gun makers that make guns, that put their kids through school making guns? Because I don't knock people like Smith & Wesson, the owners. I don't knock them because they ain't out here killing people. Now, do sometimes some of them make these bogus guns that we know that's for the hood? Yeah. These $100 guns, these switches that's people making to make a gun go brrr. Why do you need that? You know? Do I knock some of them dealers? Yeah. But if crime went down so low, how many gun shops will have to close? The gun market is a multi-billionaire industry. They wouldn't sell so many guns because we know that a lot of guns they sell goes in the street. They'll have to close a lot of their gun shops down. I'm just saying. Wouldn't need bulletproof vests, all type of stuff. That's just something to think about, man. Instead of driving ourselves crazy thinking about Trump and thinking about what the Republicans doing, you know, why not sit up and really be honest with yourself and say, why haven't crime went down all this time? You're telling me, now watch this. You're telling me when the powers that be want to come in and take over a whole community to gentrification, to re-gentrify it, right? The Humboldt Parks, the Brown, the Humboldt Parks, the Cross Damon, the Logan Squares, the Bucktowns. These was all bad communities. Do y'all remember that back in the 80s? Back in the 80s, you couldn't drive through Humboldt Park without getting your window busted out. You couldn't walk down the Viz without getting shot at or getting beat up. Logan Square, straight Hispanic, straight gangbanging. Cabrini Green, straight gangbanging, murder. Robert Taylor, Stateway. You're telling me that if they want to come in and take a community, they know how to shut it down, get all the gangs out the community, clean it up. Ain't no more rats no more. Ain't no more stray dogs. Ain't nobody hanging on corners. They clean it up automatically. And that community become beautiful. Green grass, it smell good. Everybody high, waving, peaceful, no crime. Crime go down to zero overnight when they want to take a community. When they want to make some money off of it. Cabrini Green was one of the worst projects in the world. Cabrini Green was on every news channel in the world. The worst projects in the world. Cabrini Green has less than 1% crime now. Cabrini Green might have one person die every 5 years. Person might get shot every other year. You never in your life thought you would see Cabrini Green as beautiful it is right now. You go down Holston right now, you look, you see downtown right there. You got white people walking their dogs. You know, people walking around with their pets, beautiful dogs. Nobody, no care in the world, no violence, no hurt. Just amazing. That was one of the worst projects in the world that you couldn't walk through without getting sniped, shot, beat up, raped, or killed. But when them people said they wanted to make some money, when them billionaires came in and said, we can make some money off this, and then somebody said, no, the crime is too high, them billionaires said, that's not a problem. We can stop that crime like this if we want to. And they said, really? They said, do you want it? And do you want to benefit off this? They say, yeah. They said, because we're going to give you a kickback of $10 million. Just give us authorization to have it. And then they did their backdoor meetings. And they approved Cabrini Green to be took. And overnight, crime was gone. Overnight, Robert Taylor, crime was gone. Overnight, Stateway Gardens, crime was gone. The Ickies, Humboldt Park, Logan Square, Bucktown. And I could go on. The low end. So, something is wrong with this picture. Something is wrong with this picture, y'all. You can't tell me that they can't come up with a recipe. There's nothing they can do to bring down these murders and killers in Chicago. Or is it just because It's not their people dying every day. It's not their kids killing kids every day. It's not they people that go to funerals and ooh and the odds, I'm sorry, and can't pay for the funeral. I gotta have GoFundMe's. It's not their people. It's not their clubs getting shot up. It's not their blocks getting shot up. So it's not it's not an urge to stop the crime. We just gonna keep on throwing money, having meetings and Zoom calls and meetings and throwing money and acting like we really want the crime to come down. But at the end of the day, crime is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Everybody benefits off of it. From the police to the funeral homes, to the doctors, to the lawyers, to the caseworkers, to the counselors, to the man in the corner store that's selling those nachos and cheese. Everybody benefits off of it. You can stop a war, but you can't slow down crime in Chicago. You can take some of the worst communities in the world and change them overnight to get their housing and make it billion-dollar condos. Used to be a project, now the apartment go for $4,500 a month. Used to be a project, now the apartment go for $6,000 a month. The same community in the same area. No rats, no more roaches. Where the roaches go? How y'all run the roaches away? You try to kill roaches for years and can't get rid of the roaches. But all of a sudden, as soon as y'all want to come in and switch it up and make it better, the roach is gone. How do y'all get rid of the roaches? How do y'all get rid of the rats that easy? How did y'all get rid of crime that easy? What did y'all do? And whatever y'all did, why can't you do it for the city of Chicago? Why can't you use that same method and say, we're going to slow this crime down? Because I feel in my heart and in my soul, if the powers to be really wanted crime in Chicago to slow down, they can slow it down. They can stop it. Because I guarantee you, if that murder start happening in Lincoln Park, if all that killing start happening in the Logan Squares and the Bucktowns and the Beverly Hills and the Gold Coasts, bodies dropping every day, that crime will slow down. I guarantee you. So all I'm saying is, man, I love y'all. God is good. Stay prayed up. Keep the faith with a mustard seed. And do what you can to try to save your people and help your people. We don't need no black on black crime, no black on black death. If you have a young black son, do what you can to save your son. Do not give up on him. Never leave him to the system. And try to lead these kids the right way. Because there's nowhere in the world we've been having the same amount of crime for the last 50 years. And nobody can come up with a remedy to bring down crime in black and brown neighborhoods. Nobody. But you can figure out a cure for a disease overnight when it's worth that money. You could pillage a community overnight and tear down and build up condos for the money overnight and wipe away crime. But not the smartest doctors, the smartest scientists, the biggest politician. Nobody can put their head together and say, this is how we can bring down the crime. Let's be honest with ourselves, man. Got to be honest with yourself. Crime brings in the dime. Crime brings in that dime. Crime brings in that dime. No crime, no overtime. No crime, no overtime. Just think about what I'm saying, y'all. If you woke up and crime was gone, over with, how many people would lose jobs? Just think about it. People in school that work with bad kids, gone. All the programs, gone. All the violence prevention programs, gone. All the people that's in politicians, it's not City Hall that's supposed to help our crime, gone. All these police detectives, all these lawyers we have, taking people money, ain't solving no cases, gone. All this phony technology we have, gone. How many jobs is going to be lost behind that? So do they really want to bring down the crime? Or is they just putting up smoke screen, make us think that, but all the time, they really eating off the backs of black and brown deaths. I'm just saying, man. I just had to get that out, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all know I do what I do, Household Foundation. I'm here to try to save a life by any means necessary. Never give up on kids. Always remember, if you can save one, you have did your job. And every kid deserves a chance to grow up. I love y'all, man. My name is Esther Childs, Household Foundation. Peace. Stay strong.